Welcome to Sacred Wandering with Kira Brinton. My friend, this is a corner of the world where time stops, where the noise in our minds quiet, where we have soft hearts and we open our palms and we ask. This is a place where we receive. I invite you to join me as we wander through the sacred together. Welcome to Sacred Wandering. Good morning, my love. Today, as we begin, I want you to just take a nice deep breath in. And as you breathe in, I invite you to allow the frequency of love to move through your body, allowing you to be wrapped in love, swaddled in love, seen and witnessed in love. Again, we're going to fill the whole being, the deepest place of love. We're going to call in all of our angels and all of our guides to come and hold us in a place of safety, love, and peace, rewiring our system to know that we are safe, that we are loved, and we choose peace. And today, as I read to you from my prayer book, I invite you to allow these words to move through you, to be a rewiring. These are the words that God gave me one day. This day is hallowed and holy, for this is the day you chose you. You chose to love you without the accolades, without the fame, without everything. You chose to love you even if it's just you. Even if it's just you. You chose you. And this message came in on a day that I was doing some deep healing work around my trauma, deep healing work around a bunch of different things. And this message came in and God just showed me that as I choose to love me, for just me, just plain old Kira, that is where the peace is. And that is where the ease is. And that is where we arrive. It's not that we arrive and we follow and do everything that our dreams have ever guided us to. That's a part of our calling and that's a part of the work. And surely with all of the gifts that I have, me sitting around on a couch all day long would be a waste of this life. But to love myself for just being me, without any achievements, without any accolades, without anything, that's the place where peace arrives. And then from that place of peace, we create. And then from that place of peace, we follow our visions and our callings. But so often, we follow the visions and callings, but those are like also the reasons why we love ourselves. And there's something deeper, loving ourselves just as we are first, then build, then create. And that was such an extraordinary blessing that God showed me and an understanding that brought so much peace into my body. And so this is the rewiring that I would love to do with you today, is I'd love for you to pick up whatever inside of you that says, I'm not lovable unless I do A, B, and C. I'm not safe unless I am this way, this way, this way. Everything that is conditioned, the love that has a condition. I am only loved if I am ... So you're going to pick up whatever that story is for you, and we're going to put it into God. And we're going to ask that God is going to shift and then transform it to match the frequency of miracles, that we may be in the deepest place of miracles. We may be in the deepest place of transfiguration, that we may be able to love ourselves as God loves us, which is solely and deeply unconditional. That love means you're loved if you do nothing. That love means that you are loved even with your mistakes. That love means that there is not one condition that would keep you from being loved by God. That is the transfiguration we are asking for today. And so now, as we breathe, I'm going to ask that God will touch our cells, that our cells will feel that truth, that our cells may know that they are loved simply for existing. And I'm going to be quiet while we just do some nice breaths, allowing that pattern to be placed into our cells. And now we are going to sit at the foot of God and that energy, the energy of unconditional love, and ask that the law of magnification will be applied so that this love, this unconditional love, will be magnified within the presence, within the power of God. And then we're going to ask that God will place his hands on our head to give us a blessing that we may receive, that we may hear the messages that God needs us to receive today. And I'm going to be quiet while you pray. Take a nice deep breath in. We're going to ask that light may move through our bodies to ground us into the deepest place of peace. We're going to ask with our palms open to the heavens, God, what is the number one action you need me to do today? And then we're going to ask our angels to help us do it, to help us take action, that we may be in alignment with the commandments of God that are for us. And today I leave you with a blessing that I see you, that I am so grateful to sit with you in prayer, and that my prayer is for you today, that you feel loved, that you feel loved just for who you are. And with that, I thank you for wandering into the sacred, and I will see you tomorrow morning in our prayer corner. Thank you, my love, for wandering into the sacred with me today. It is always an honor to hold this space for thousands of us to gather daily in sacred devotion. If you feel called to deepen this practice and join me live, I invite you to be a part of the Sacred Wandering Circle, a private, intimate space where we share our daily blessings in a Facebook group and gather once a month for a live 1-hour session. We come together to bless the body, to pray, and to receive. There is so much power when we unite with others who hold the sacred sacred. If your heart is nudging you, you can find the link in the show notes. And remember, you don't need anyone to help you hear God. You are the conduit God speaks directly to you, and your prayer corner, it lives within you always.